Alright, welcome back everyone. I had to fix some OBS things, and now I forgot to fix this back. I'm really sorry. Hold on. We're here. Hold on. I'll get started. There we go. I just had to fix that. Okay, we're here with Trevor versus Vertigo. And we got Ronnie on Artist here. So, see how this game goes. And I did not change my filter. I apologize. There we go. So, Ronnie's taking the first chase on to Junior here and going to take an M1. I'm going to continue this chase on the LT wall. Got a hold W. Good distance held there by Junior. But going with this weak tile here, Undying did get cleansed in the distance. So Ronnie is down 1 perk. And Junior does make a little mistake, and they are going to die here. Okay, my OBS is telling me my frames are dropping really badly. I apologize. I don't know why it's doing this. I thought I fixed it. I will look into it after this game, but I will try my best. We do have Rose here, about 40% on one gen, and Elite Wolf about 40% on another. And Jojo, it looks like they're stealthing here, maybe for an unhook. And Ronnie does find Elite Wolf. And eats a bird, eats an M1. It's actually going to be a really quick down because they got the M1 and the bird hit. Okay, second hook coming in there on Elite Wolf, and we got 2 hooks, 2 fresh for Tremor so far. And Vertigo still's not popped a gen. Okay, sorry. I was looking at some OBS things to try to figure out what this problem was, but I think we're just gonna be low FPS gamers for this match. Sorry for the very scuffed start, guys. I'm not sure what the problem is. But I will do my best to try to cast this game and hope it's kind of watchable, even though all these frames are dropping. But yep, Rose is about 80% on this gen. Rose and Junior are actually doubling. They're trying to get this one done. And Jojo is coming in here for the pull. I'm kind of surprised that they came in this early, but I guess I kind of had to sneak in. They're actually about like 15 seconds from stage 2, so it's not really that early. But Ronnie doesn't spot them just yet. Okay, Ronnie finds them now. Okay, well, I think maybe they're not going to go for the 1-for-1 now. Yeah, they're just going to let him sit on hook. That was a lot of wasted time from Jojo, though. They were lurking there for the unhook to maybe sneak in and get a sneaky pull, but it just didn't work out. So they are actually just going to be wasting a lot of time. They weren't on a gen. They didn't pull. They're going to go in for it now, but Elite Wolf already hit second stage. It might not be worth. Oops, I kind of messed up the HUD. My fault. There we go. That should be a 0. That shouldn't be blank. And Elite Wolf does pull, or Elite Wolf does get unhooked here, but they're most likely going to get tunneled. Ronnie knows that this is their tunnel out, so yeah, he's just going to go for them. We got Junior about 30% and Rose about 60% on this gen, so we'll potentially see 2 gens pop for this chase. It will not be pain res on Elite Wolf. It has already been used, so Ronnie is going to sacrifice 2 gens for this, but if he can make it a 3v1, that is a very, very worthwhile trade. And I don't think Elite will fix that. Yeah, they're going to go down. They did wave. Is anybody here for pallet save? Jojo was going in for it, but couldn't quite make it in time. But yeah, these 2 gens... I don't know if Junior's gen will pop for sure. If Ronnie interrupts it, then this gen will not pop. But Jojo's on his own gen at about 60-65% here. The kill comes in, and Ronnie is going to shoot some birds. Knows somebody was here very recently. Sees this regressing. Ruin is still up. They did get Undying earlier, so Undying is out of the game, but Ronnie still does have Ruin, and that's actually really important in the 3v1. With 1 person on hook, and 1 person potentially being chased, there's nobody on gens because they have to unhook, so it's very good. That being said, though, Rose is about 3/4 of the way done with that gen, and Jojo's going to be going down here, maybe. They're going to get swarmed. If Ronnie hits a set of birds, then this will be a down. And that is a down. That might be quick enough for pain res. This is deja vu. They might finish it because of deja. Does Ronnie have a close enough hook? I don't think he does, unless this is a scourge hook. Did they pop this? Oh, they do. Yeah, I don't think that was a scourge anyway. Ronnie did not hook on that. Yep, and that is another hook and another pain res. And with Artist, Ronnie can hold this pretty well. They have the long range map pressure with the birds, and Ruin is still up as well, so that's pretty massive. And if they miss any skill checks or anything like that, trying to dodge a bird, then that's even better for Ronnie. Junior does take this hit here, or take this bird. And they are going to opt to drop this pallet early, pretty smart. Want to avoid any potential tag here. And they are going to have to accept that they eat a bird for this, but they do make this pallet. Ooh, I'm kind of surprised Junior didn't jump in the locker there to avoid the bird hit, because, yep, that can happen. And Ronnie can just follow us up with another quick hit. Yeah, Junior has accepted they're going to die. They're just running corner. They will die here, Edgeman. And Jojo and Rose are doubling this gen, but they do not have enough progress to pop this. It's only about 30%. I do believe Pain Res has already been used on Junior, but it's also fine because Ronnie still has Ruin up and can pressure these long range with the birds while he's walking over there. Also does have severed hands, so if they both stick to the gen and he hits them, that could potentially be an injury or multiple injuries if the survivors don't pay attention to it. But they're doing what they should be. They're walking away and trying to avoid these. And yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier, the skill check, man. Jojo got a skill check when he let go. That's another minus, like, what, 10% off that gen? So, yeah, that's really good for Ronnie. They are going to take this M1. Thank you, Tippy, for the mod work. I appreciate you. I see you in the background. Thank you, thank you. And yeah, Ronnie zones pretty well with this bird, and Jojo's just going to have to die. Yeah. Ronnie could have definitely shot and downed them with that bird. I just don't think he was expecting him to full commit through that. Was probably expecting Jojo to double back, but they did not. But still, that'll be a down. Ronnie does get that. And the last paid residence is on Rose, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, Rose is a fresh hook. And I deeply apologize. I'm really bad at updating the scorecard. So yeah, we're at 7 hooks, 3 fresh for Tremor. And this is definitely looking like a 4K because if Ronnie gets us down anytime soon, he can just slug with Ruin up and find Ada rotating or go for a slug play after the unhook. But both those birds don't hit, and I think Ronnie's going to leave. Yeah, he knows he has to leave. Oh no, he's committing. Never mind. Maybe he thought about leaving, but then came back. So Rose is going to get that unhook. Junior does lose a 50-50 at that LT wall. Unfortunate for them. But they are going to get this hook onto Junior, and they're dead. That's the second elimination. And Rose does avoid that. And Jojo looks like they're trying to stealth and not get found here. But Ronnie does see a bird fly up there. They know somebody's here. Yep, they find Rose. And yeah, I don't think Jojo has a high progress gen. No, he just started this. So unless this chase lasts almost 90 seconds, Ronnie can definitely get a 4K1 here. That was a very good balanced landing from Rose, though. They were able to bait the M1 and be just close enough to make Ronnie swing, but far enough away to not get hit. That was very good on their part. And really good play by Rose there, vaulting into it before Ronnie could actually shoot the bird off. Maybe at a time he didn't quite expect it, but they are going to get hit by a bird there, and Rose is a little indecisive, didn't know which way they wanted to run. Messed up the pathing just a little bit, and that'll be a very quick down. And yeah, Jojo's generator is only about 60, and this will potentially be another pain res. And this is hook number 8, with all fresh hooks to account for Tremor's killer, Ronnie here. And if Ronnie hears this generator progress, he's definitely going to check. Ronnie isn't fully checking, though? I think he's suspicious of Jojo pre-stealthing somewhere else and didn't full check the gen, but now finds him. He sees the blood, yep, finds Jojo, and it's pretty much over. This will be a 4K1. Very cheeky play by Ronnie there, confirming it. But yeah, really well played by Ronnie. I mean, he kind of didn't go for a straight 3-hook tunnel at the start. He did hook 2 different people, got some pain res value, and then committed to the tunnel after that, and it worked out really well. Solid 4K1 for Team Tremor's Killer, and that is a good result. That is pretty good. Really good display by Ronnie using the artist power pretty well. So getting them off the gens long range and having a good time in those chases. So yeah, well played. Well played. I think Vertigo did the best they could, but some small mistakes here and there. I do think having a survivor hover for the unhook and that unhook not really happening was just unfortunate for them. Ronnie did play it close, and he punished that mistake, so that was very well played by both sides. But we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back, and I will try to restart stream to see if I can get rid of these FPS drops. I know that game was probably like unwatchable, but I will be right back after the intermission, and hopefully the frames issue will be fixed. So stay right there. We'll be back in just a few minutes. All right, everybody, we are back. Again, sorry about the FPS issues last game. I tried to restart stream, change some other stuff, so we're going to see if this is going to work out better. Hopefully it does. But now we have Tremor on the survivor side and Vertigo on the killer side. We got Junior killing for Vertigo. And the survivor result for Team Vertigo last game was that they got 4 gens done, and then they died. So they got 4K1. So to win, Junior is actually going to have to get a 4K 2 or better to win, so they'll have to get a pretty big result to get the better of Tremor this set. So we'll see if they can go crazy and pop off. First chase is going on to Kenshi here, and they have the weird cold wind tile that I don't know if anybody knows how to play yet, because it's just so awkward. But Kenshi's gonna do a very good job and hold W and get away from that bird. They are eventually gonna take a hit though, and they're gonna take their distance and go towards Shack, it looks like. And Junior, I think, is happy to leave that chase. Does get Killer Instinct on somebody on that gen. And it looks like there are still some FPS issues. I hope it's not unwatchable, but I'm going to keep monitoring it. If it gets bad, I see it. And I apologize. I will try to resolve this as soon as I can. But anyway, we still got Junior chasing right now Acid. And so far, no down has come in. Only a tag on Akenshi, and Acid is still healthy, and they do have some gen progress here. Yeah, Ronnie and Kenshi are doubling this gen. It's about 80%. Oh, Acid almost gets hit there. I spectated at the most awkward time. It looked like it should definitely hit, but my man has like 0 ping, and they are gonna pop that gen. Severed hands though, so they both get hit by the swarm. They are both possibly taking health state here, and Kenshi realized they were dead. Just gonna waste a little bit of time. Run to the edge. And yep, that'll be the second generator that pops. And first hook. Okay, this generator here is about 25-30%, and Ronnie's is about 15%, so not too much gen progress to speak of, but we did see 2 pop for that first chase, which is a very good start for Tremor. And Jaw's actually here, able to get this unhook for free. Junior completely left. They full left, and they're chasing Acid. Acid does get away from that bird. They do not get swarmed or tagged, but they do see the totem there. I'm sure Acid is calling it out to their team, so Tremor probably knows where Junior's ruin is now. And I think we might see Jaw here. We're already rotating in his face to cleanse it, maybe. Not really sure if he was rotating to the totem or that generator, but we do see Jaw, and yeah, he's already on that totem. Yep, their comms are on point. Acid let their team know that the totem is there. And Jaws, I think, getting it for free, yeah. Yeah, Junior's chasing somebody else here. They're on Kenshi in the corner. So the ruin will most likely be cleansed. It's gone now. It was a good sprint burst bait by Ronnie, able to get away from that and not get hit. And Junior is going to come back and try to pressure Ronnie off of this gen. Yeah, Tremor is definitely on pace to take this if they keep playing how they have been. And, Junior puts that bird at the window, but a little too close, so it just forces a swarm onto Ronnie instead of a direct hit. And Ronnie's doing very well, just not going in the path of the bird to get too tapped by it. And force just instead just forces the M1, which is pretty smart. They do guaranteed get hit, but they can't get too tapped or anything like that. So good play by Ronnie, making sure that he's not feeding the killer a quick pain res or anything like that. And they do make couch tree, very safe pallet, and they get that drop. Yep, and Ronnie does get swarmed here. They might potentially be dying here. Yeah, they definitely don't make anything. Unless they miss a bird. Oh, they took a bird. Kenshi took 2 birds for him, actually. He took the direct hit and then got swarmed by the other one. But I think Ronnie got swarmed anyways because of severed hands, if I'm not mistaken. And they're definitely dying here. Oh no, Ronnie dodges that. And they're cranking that gen. It's about 75, 80%. Yeah, Junior was not able to get this down. That is big problems for Team Vertigo. They eventually get it, but that just took so long. Tremor had so much time they could just sit on gens during this whole chase. And yep, we do see the 4th generator pop. Yep, generator 4 comes in. That is a pain res, and that is hook number 2. And I will stop being so scuffed updating the score, I promise. I apologize about that. Well, the chase coming in on the draw here. Does make the pallet. Very nice vacuum back into it. Gets done. Little dumb tech, but not so dumb because he has Lithe, so he's not taking too much risk there. And Junior's actually just going to leave. Decides that chase is not worth their time. And tying con has already been met. Tremor has already popped 4 gens, so this game has officially at least reached a tie. So one more generator that pops and Tremor takes this, and it's popping as we speak. But Tremor played this so clean, so phenomenally well. They met they met win con by only giving away 2 hook stages. So super dominant performance by Tremor here. These chases have just been fantastic. They've been taking hits and birds for each other when they need to. But for the most part, not needing to that often, really. They're just playing their chases really solid and not giving away hits pretty easily. So does land a double swarm there because of severed hands. So Ronnie's potentially going down here. And yeah, Junior is just going to not even bother shooting the birds. Wants to play it safe and get the M1. And is this flashlight save? No, Ja does not have the flashlight. It's I actually think it's Ronnie who has it. Yeah, it's a person being carried with the flashlight. Duh, that can't be a flashlight save. So this is not a fresh hook survivor. So this isn't really worth that much. And Ja, okay, I think he was going in for an insta hook, but making it a trade is not worth it, so he's just gonna run. I think Tremor is probably going to take the routes here. But that is 5 gens done. With 3 hooks for Vertigo's killer. And yeah, they only lose 1 hook stage by not saving this, and the hook is relatively far from that gate. Not impossible, but kind of far. Especially with severed hands, I don't really think it's worth the risk. But it looks like they're trying to save this anyways. I'm actually very surprised by this. I thought they would just take this 4 stage and just leave, but that is not what they're doing. Unhook that. Jaw takes the injury, and Kenshi's healthy, here to body block and take a hit if they need to. And, you know, I called them crazy, but maybe it wasn't that crazy. They absolutely get everybody out here. I'm pretty sure they can take a bird for each other, and if one of them, yep, they took the birds, and if one of them gets down the exit gate, they can heal tech and whatnot. So, wow, such a good, insanely well-played game by Tremor. They only gave away 3 hook stages. This is a 4K1 versus a 3 hook game. Super well played by Tremor. So they do take the first set. They do take Artist. And we will be going on to the next set. I believe it is going to be Blight. So we're going to go into Blight set next. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everybody. We are here with set number 2 of Tremor versus Vertigo. Hopefully not an unwatchable match because of frame issues. I apologize again about that, trying to get it fixed. But right now we got Vertigo on the killer side first and Tremor surviving. And Junior sees scratch marks pretty early on here. And this is going to be Acid. So first chase is going to come into Acid on the bottom side of the map near Shack here. They do get the pallet drop there. Win a little 50-50. And Junior is just going to opt to break his pallet and catch up with power. Oh, I think Junior meant to actually swing there, but they didn't quite get it off and they bumped instead. But luckily for Junior, Acid hopped in the locker to avoid it, so they didn't make much distance. So Acid will take the M1. And looks like they have a 4-lane and a jungle gym here, so probably not going down just yet. I actually almost got that hit onto Acid. I didn't even realize he was near that pallet. But Acid does lose that 50-50 and does have light, so they're fine. They're doubling and singling gen. So there's a split on 2 different generators, and Acid will die here. And no pain resonance allowed since this is blight. So Kenshi will definitely finish this generator here. And Junior is going to look and see if they can find anybody down the middle, maybe crossing. These crows have not been disturbed, but they do find Jaw on this gen. And Jaw is actually just going to completely leave. They know that Junior's power is on cooldown, so they can safely make that window. No issues. And the unhook comes in, so Junior will be going straight back. They did not get that heal off. Ronnie Head will make it, so Acid's heal must be very close, but they didn't get it off just in time yet. That's a very good life by Acid. Is going to make this jungle gym. And very good stun. He can make so much distance off of that. And Kenshi is hovering to potentially support here. And a little while ago, the survivors did cleanse Junior's Undying, but Ruin is still up. So Ruin is still active, and we'll be regressing these generators every time they get pressured off. And this will not quite be a down onto Acid just yet, and they don't get the pallet drop, and puts Junior on cooldown for about 6 seconds there. And very good vacuum by Acid, baited it perfectly and did get that stun. And just playing this pallet very well, not giving away anything for free. Acid almost gets hit there, but Junior does miss by just a little bit. And Acid's doing a great job extending this chase. And Junior's still committing to this, so we'll also be seeing another gen. Yep, we do see a generator here by Shack. That's being doubled, and they're finishing that. Acid is having a very good run here, buying his team so much time. And we'll be going down here. Is this a flashlight survivor? Yes, this is, and this is not the flashlight survivor. I lied. So Acid does get hooked, and Jaw is just hovering by here, very close, waiting for fatigue maybe before they unhook. And yep, we do get that. Not unhooking, just comma teching. Just some comma tech things. But Junior is cross map right now, facing Kenshi a little bit. They do get the unhook onto Acid. And at this point, it looks like Junior is maybe abandoning the tunnel out. They committed so much time to Acid, and I think Junior knows that if he wastes too much time trying to get him dead, then might be too late, and they can pop all the gens. Junior goes for a flick there, but Kenshi flares and avoids that hit, and does get the stun. Not only did Kenshi get the stun, but Kenshi got the stun towards the inside of the map, so now can make more things. Not really anything right next to him he can go to, but is able to loop this little structure as like a little filler area, using the obstacles to avoid the rush. Junior does use 3 rushes to get that hit, so he's on cooldown for a few seconds here. And Kenshi's actually not dropping Shack, just dying in it. Ronnie's potentially playing for a pallet save here, and does not get it in time. If Ronnie had sprint burst up, it's possible, but Ronnie being on this side of the pallet does deny basement, so Junior cannot hook Kenshi in basement here. Right side for Tremor, I guess. And Jaw's pretty far progressed. This gen's about 75-80%. And we do have Acid on main, about 60-70%. And Junior does find this on hook. Oh, but swings just a moment too soon. It doesn't get the hit onto Ronnie. It just instantly fatigues. Instead is going to chase Kenshi here, but Kenshi still does have Shack Pallet. Fakes a window. Vaults it. But does have Dead Hard. Okay, the greed makes a lot more sense now. The greed makes a lot more sense knowing Kenshi's exhaustion. Not dropping the pallet just yet, just looping Shack window. And playing the window yet again. And Kenshi is here. Just playing his heart out. And Jaw is also supporting, potentially here for dropping the pallet for him or taking a hit, which he does drop the pallet for Kenshi there. And Jaw does have to be careful. Jaw's fresh, so if he dies, that'll actually be more hook stages for Vertigo. But Junior's actually committing to Kenshi here. Gotta break this pallet. And try to follow it up with a rush. Almost, not quite. No, it's gonna go up to Jaw. Maybe he knows that Jaw's fresh. But actually tags Acid and puts his power on cooldown. But Jaw's still kind of pinned at main. And does not have a healthy survivor nearby to escort him out. Oh, almost the perfect amount of greed by Jaw, but overextended just a little bit. I think he knew that that Junior was going to respect a bit and just tried to win the standoff so he could try to make a run for a door or just save more time for his team. But doesn't quite work out for Jaw. Does go down the pallet though, so Junior cannot demon pick. Does have to be careful about when he picks up. Is checking the surrounding area. Does see scratch marks, and this is going to be Kenshi lurking. Ooh, almost. I think Junior was in position to insta-rush again and hit a flick there, but unfortunately collided into the barrel or into the rock and was not able to. So that's actually not going to be a hit on the Kenshi. Does get the hit now, but Kenshi can just run straight out the door. And Jaw is still kind of pinned. And I do not think Jaw was expecting Junior to just swing through that. But down goes Jaw once again. And looks like 2 survivors are getting pushed out here. And Ronnie, the only healthy survivor, is coincidentally the one left here to play for his pallet save, and is also coincidentally the one with Sprint Burst. And they're looking around, don't quite find him. It's hovering. Where's Junior going to check? Junior's still not finding them. Oh, but Ronnie showed himself. Oh, baited the swing so well and actually just dropped the pallet mid-lunge. What are they going to go for here? They're going to walk through main. Junior's going to cut them off. And Ronnie is here for a hit tank. Ronnie body blocks him for a second there. Is Jaw okay? Where's Jaw? Jaw just ran straight bot side. Jaw's playing for Hatch. I didn't expect that. I don't think Junior expected that. But it worked. That's a 3-stage game for Team Tremor. Oh my god. Fantastic result. It's very, very rare I see stages that low in Blight. But Tremor pulled it off. 3 stages. All gens done. Insane performance by Tremor. We'll be right back after a quick break, and we'll have Tremor on the killer side with Vertigo surviving. So we'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everybody. We're here on game 2 of set number 2 of Tremor versus Vertigo. This will be Kenshi playing Blight for Team Tremor, and we have Vertigo on the Survivor side here. So we'll see what Kenshi can cook up. And, I mean, hey, I don't know. I feel like Kenshi's sitting back in his gamer chair with his legs up because this guy has the most chill win condition for a Blight game I've seen in a while. All Kenshi has to do is get 4 hooks or 3 hooks, 3 fresh, and he wins the game because Tremor Survivors did so fantastic last game, only gave away 3 hook stages. So yeah, they did so well. Kenshi's in a very good position here, and they also, on top of that, get a very early first chase onto Junior. Junior gets found pretty early. They get tagged and probably going down here. Good safety bump by Kenshi. I like that. Playing it safe, and does get the first down very early. They do have a little bit of progress on that generator towards the bottom, but not a lot, and I think Kenshi can just hook around on top of it and let Ruin regress it, which we are seeing happening right now. So yep, Kenshi is running Ruin. These gens will regress every time the survivors get pushed off, and rushes, but doesn't quite bump into anything. Not sure if that was intentional, but as we can see, Kenshi does pretty much have a forge on top side. I think might abandon the hook at the bottom in favor of this chase, and does get the tag onto Elite Wolf. Uses 4 rushes, and I was going to say his power will come back in 8 seconds, but it'll actually come back sooner because instead of double speed, Kenshi's running Crow with Shredded Notes. And you know, I think Shredded Notes getting on top. I really like Shredded Notes. I think it's kind of better than Rat, you know? I'll die on this hill. And I love Kenshi for using that. But it actually is going to come back and try to find Junior and potentially get a tunnel out here. And Junior does get found. And Kenshi short swings the pallet and gets the hit. Uh-oh. This is probably going to be a very short chase. Yep. Because some of Junior's speed boost got wasted in the pallet stun animation. And Kenshi got the hit anyway. So yeah, that's a hook number 2 on Junior. So somebody vulnerable of being tunneled out and Result 5 guns. Super good start for Kenshi. And Kenshi actually sees Elite Wolf's aura, I think because of Undying. Got some Undying aura reading there. There must be a Dull Totem next to that generator, which is very good for Kenshi. Elite Wolf does have Lithe, it seems, so they do not get hit at that pallet vault, and Kenshi's most likely going to go back and get this tunnel up. Or maybe play for a tag here and then tunnel. I would assume. Or no. Is Kenshi going to commit to Zarina? Unfortunate double fatigue. But yeah, Kenshi's committing to this chase. Or not. Okay. You know, I had to talk about it for it to stop happening. Does find Jojo. So now we're in chase with Jojo. And Jojo does mess up a little bit, does vault into Kenshi there, and takes a hit. And Shredded Notes is going to make Kenshi's recovery a lot more forgiving here. Power will be up a lot quicker, and you know, it doesn't even need power. Just mind games the pallet gem and hits Jojo the normal, the good old-fashioned way with an M1. So Jojo will be going down. And this will be hook stage number 3. So already this is Tycon. If I'm not mistaken, this is already 3 hooks. Yep. So tie condition has been met, and we're still at 4 generators. Well, Kenshi's just in a very chill spot. He's hanging out. He's having a good time. Is he? What's happening? Is he DCing? Having connection issues? Nope. Just pulling the AFK tech. And is gonna look for somebody here on the top side of the map. Doesn't see any scratch marks or anything, so just has to go back down towards top mid. And does spot out Junior, not expecting him to be there, and they get hit with the Devour Hope. All right, guys. Okay, the secret here was that I restarted stream and I took out the delay. That's why I've been avoiding talking about perks. I didn't want to delay the stream further, well, with the frame issues. So I really wanted to talk about it at the start, but I couldn't. But now I can. Kenshi has Devour. So that is going to be a death on a Junior. They were not expecting Devour at all. I also don't think Junior was expecting Kenshi to have already crossed and was probably looking topside. So survivors have to play this really slow. But this will most likely be a very big result for Kenshi here. The survivors just have to respect the Devour. They're always exposed. I mean, they cleanse the totem there, but Devour is still up. Elite Wolf was still exposed here. And they are still exposed. I think they got rid of... Ooh. Does not hit that rush. They got rid of, what was it? Crowd control. Or not, I say crowd control. They got rid of Undying and either Ruin or Face of Darkness. I think they got rid of Ruin. It's not lit up. They might have got rid of Undying as well. I think there's only one Hex Totem left. So if there's only one Hex Totem left here, then it's just Devour. And I believe that's the case. Yeah, I think the only thing that's up is Devour right now. So, I mean, right now, Kenshi may be a 1 perk Andy, but it's a 3v1 and he's at 4 gens, so I think he's okay with that. I think he's fine with this trade-off. And I'd be really surprised if we see another gun pop here. I think if one person has like a juicer chase and they double this high progress gen or something, then it's possible to get one more done, but they would need to be in position for that, and Kenshi, I think, would also have to mess up, so pretty unlikely, but the win has already been secured for Trevor. I mean, all Kenshi had to do, and yep, down Jojo goes, all Kenshi had to do was get 3 hooks, 3 fresh, or 4 hooks, which has already happened, so Trevor has already officially won the set. We're just playing this out, and yeah, we're going to see Rose just stick this gen just to get win-con, or not win-con, but go for best result. Most points possible, most gens done, and yep, we do see hook number 6 coming in, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's hook number 6. And Rose is going to come in for this pull onto Elite Wolf. They do get it before stage 2. And what is Kenshi doing here? They actually find Rose. They find Rose and Devour is still up. And Rose doesn't have a pallet. And they just go down. I think Kenshi's going to look for Elite Wolf rotating here for the pull. They're actually cleansing the totem. I think if Elite Wolf does this, it's just guaranteed death because Kenshi can get there so fast with Blight's power, and they'll know exactly where Elite Wolf is. So, most likely just going to be 4k3 here. I mean, definitely going to be a 4k3. I was thinking it could have been a 4k4, but they did get that last gen done. And Kenshi's going to fatigue in front of this hook. I think just making sure Jojo dies, summoning Rose away from this. And that would be death onto Jojo. And Elite Wolf is actually healing up. They got that Botany, Self-Care, Resi, Wombo combo. And it doesn't seem like that Kenshi knows where they are. Okay, yeah, I had to cast a curse it. They know. Kenshi knows. They do find Elite Wolf here. And this will be down. Yep. Insane performance by Tremor. I haven't seen a 3-stage Blight game in a very long time, but Tremor did that on the Survivor side, and then Kenshi came over here and got a 4k3. You know, 3 stages versus 4k3. 3 is a magic number. I guess you could say it's a tie in some other world, but yeah, Kenshi, very good Blight, really good Blight game here. Tremor killed it on the Survivor set as well, and they did really well on Artist too, so Tremor will take this 2-0. Tremor wins versus Vertigo 2-0 in this matchup. Vertigo played pretty well. I think they definitely. I just weren't expecting Devour in this match. That was just I think a very big surprise. Maybe they just didn't quite know how to deal with it. And Kenshi also had a good start with an early find. So unfortunate early game for Vertigo, but that's just how the tables turn. Tremor will take the 2-0 and they will progress further into the tournament. And that'll be it for this matchup. We'll be back in a bit. Probably going to come back closer to 6 p.m. And in the meantime, I'm also going to try to fix these FPS issues for you guys. So I am going to end stream. But thank you guys all for coming out and watching. Tremor vs. Vertigo set is now concluded. Tremor will take the win. And we'll be back in about a half hour for the... Alright, welcome back everybody. We are back. The Losers Finals. Vertigo versus Sympathy. I am going to hope the frame issues are fixed. If it starts dropping frames, I'm really sorry. But I think our problem is solved. So hopefully a not chop stream this time. But we have Vertigo killing first with Sympathy on Survivor roster. And this is going to be Clown, as you can see. And Jojo is looking at map here, trying to find an early chase. Doesn't sniff anyone out just yet. Didn't look like anybody was stealthing there. Phantom's making his way up, potentially to work Shack. Survivors look like their strategy is going to be 3 split, I think. Bucket's running away. I don't think JoJo saw scratch marks, maybe lost him a little bit. But JoJo is on Bucket's trail now. And Bucket is going to take chase towards Corrupt, which is good. Good chase spots. There is a couple Corrupt generators by bot side. And Bucket has finesse. Quick vault there. And oh, I don't think JoJo was expecting the Bucket to full turn that corner. Kind of vaulted away from Bucket and gave him a lot of distance there. So that was a little unfortunate. But Bucket's going to be playing this tile here. Pallet's probably going to be coming down right now. Yep. And Bucket doesn't get hit there. Check spots up pretty well. And this is a very strong start for Sympathy. We're probably getting close to a gen popping. Yep, a gen's about to pop, and Shack is like 60%, and we don't even have an injury. And yeah, JoJo knows that this is bad. They can't commit, so they're going to leave. They see Sympathy on this gen, gonna vault the window. No bamboozle though. But as we can see from that yellow bar, JoJo is using Brutal. And does kind of lose scratch marks for a second. But does see 2 survivors here. The person on the hill is probably baiting bounce landing. But they do catch out Mars here, and Mars only has an LT wall here. Not the safest thing, but we'll see what she can do. And probably going to get hit here because of a medium vault. Yep, the purple bottle did force a medium vault onto Mars there. And Mars is being chased, taking it to deep pocket, and they're doubling Shack. It's about 80%. So if he commits this like any longer, this gen pops for sure. It looks like they are going to finish Shack for that. Is using a combination of yellow and purple, and does get that hit. Mars actually got sped up at the very end by the yellow bottle, but, well, not soon enough. And we do see Winter in there getting their flashbang from the locker, and that's 2 gens done for 1 hook. That is a very nice start for Sympathy. We do see Phantom about 30% on his own gen. And Bucket and Winter are kind of lurking around here. Winter does get found. Drops a pallet pretty early. And does not get hit. Does get a quick break with Brutal, but JoJo's just going to leave. Actually finds Bucket and gets a tag on a Bucket. That's a good find. But was Bucket lucky break? What was that? Yeah, Bucket is lucky break. Yeah, but Bucket full sent it to the bus. JoJo has no idea where Bucket is. He used a lucky break and just completely got away. I think it does sniff out Bucket here, though, actually. Okay, JoJo does have an idea of where Bucket is. And Bucket isn't going to play bus, right? He's actually just going to die corner. Maybe he didn't expect JoJo to go all the way there. Not completely sure, but Bucket does go down. But in the distance, Mars did get reset by Winter, and Phantom may pop this gen. Is going to pop this gen if this isn't Pain Res. But that is Pain Res, so that's going to be Pain Res on Phantom's gen. So hook number 2 on the board for Team Vertigo. And what's the gen prog? We got Mars on her own gen, about 15-20%. And Phantom's popping his. So this is a really good spot for Sympathy. The killer can't really afford to camp any stages out. And JoJo doesn't really find anyone. Kind of like soft proxying the hook now. After that gen pop, they are going to come back to the hook. They might confirm second here, which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But if Bucket holds chase for any amount of time after they get unhooked, or if they just leave him to sit on hook and JoJo camps it, then this will be all gens done pretty soon. And does Phantom get pushed off his gen? Okay, Phantom does get pushed off his gen. Does have Sprint Burst ready to go, though. Waiting to pop it at the right time. Is going to use it now. Does run into the gas, though, so not going to make as much distance, and Phantom is going to get tagged there. Bucket does get unhooked in the distance, and we might see JoJo go back. There's also a chance that JoJo completely abandons the tunnel strat and goes for fresh hooks for Pain Res, which honestly at this point I think would be a good idea. The tunnel out did not happen early. He didn't really like hard commit to a tunnel out at all, so I do think going for Pain Res is probably a good idea here. But we do see Mars' gen pop, so it does not get Pain Res in time, unfortunately, for JoJo. Does get this hook, though. And that's just a Pain Res on this gen. It had very low progress, maybe like 15%-ish. 10-15%, so kind of a wasted Pain Res. I mean, okay, the good news for JoJo and Vertigo here is that JoJo has most of his freshes. Does have 3 fresh hooks, so if the Survivor team for Vertigo plays pretty well like Sympathy is here and get low stages, they can win if they aren't giving out a lot of unique fresh hooks. So that is a bright side for Vertigo, but this is looking like a pretty difficult game for JoJo. The gen pressure from Sympathy seemed to be a little too much for JoJo to keep up with, and right now, yeah, it's just 3 hooks on the board, and this unhook is going to be coming in pretty soon. Mars might actually opt to not go for this. No, they're going to go for it. They don't want Phantom at stage 2. Misses the bottle, though, so I think JoJo tried to interrupt that unhook with a bottle throw with a direct impact, but did not quite get it. And Mars won a couple 50s, then eventually lost one. Yeah, that pallet isn't very good. This is the crappy bus, so only so much you can do here. And the hook does come in on Mars. So that's 4 hooks, 3 fresh so far. And this last gen is a little over halfway. I will say the gen progress did slow down a little bit. But Sympathy's still in a good spot. Phantom does get this unhook very quickly while he still can. JoJo's going to lay down a kick on that gen, minus 5%. And all 4 survivors are injured right now, so Cloud isn't a super big snowball killer, but the survivors still do have to be careful because if they group up a little too much or make one mistake, JoJo could go for a slug play and end the game pretty quick for Sympathy. Bucket's check spotting this really well. Very patient, not vaulting too early. JoJo is going to get some haste, though. Ooh, and Bucket will be going down. Yeah, I do think with a clown that has haste, I think Bucket probably should have just waited and maybe vaulted back. Going around there is really risky, but well played by JoJo. Does use a yellow bottle pretty well and does get that down on a Bucket. But Bucket is not a pain res, so we do see in the distance Winter is resetting, or sorry, Winter is getting reset by Phantom, and Mars will be healthy any second now with Plot Twist. In about 5 to 10 seconds. So I do think the survivors going for a global reset was a good idea here. That does deny any kind of snowball opportunity that JoJo may have had. And they can come back to these generators, and other than 1 stack of paid res left, JoJo doesn't really have anything to defend these. So I mean, if the survivors get these three resets off, which they did, and then to go back and sit on gens while Bucket sits on hook, or while they if they unhook while JoJo's far away, this still should be a decent result as long as their fresh hook doesn't get found and die. Winter just cannot get found because that'll be a lot of fresh hooks, and if they die, that's even worse for Sympathy. JoJo does not have no edge, so that is pretty important. JoJo does not have any cheeky endgame perk to confirm late game stages, so he's definitely going to want to try and find Winter soon to injure them, or maybe make them easy to get in the end game and secure a fresh hook. I think that would be probably best case scenario for JoJo. Winter is a fresh hook, but also pretty smart because they're taking chase very far away from the gen setup. The 3 gen is all the way on this side, and Winter's opposite side of the map. So JoJo does not want to commit to that. He will definitely lose this last gen if they commit to it. So switching back over to this side, they find Mars, who does take some nice pathing, does delay this hit a little bit, but probably getting M1 here. Oh no! Mars hit their space. She hit her space bar before she got hindered by the bottle, and she fast vaulted that. JoJo was not expecting that at all. That had to be like a very early vacuum. Very good play for Mars there, not getting tagged. And Sympathy does get injured. Sympathy, that's the team. Phantom does get injured. My brain, dude. My brain is off. I'm sorry. But Phantom does get injured, and he is going to come pretty far. Might get hit here. Does lose a 50. But it's okay. He's a better player. He doesn't go down. And JoJo has to go back. He doesn't get this down. Did they pop this? No, it's not as high progress as I thought. They're actually pressuring... No, they're doubling the same one. I thought they were on a different gen, but they're on bus. They're on 7. Where is JoJo going? Okay, JoJo's kicking 10 and making their way down to 7. I don't think they pop it because they did jump off for a second. Yeah, they don't want to take any tags for it. Pretty smart. They do not want to rush this. That's 5% off of that gen with a dry kick. No pop, no eruption, nothing like that applied to that gen. So even if JoJo does get it down, he can't use anything like eruption to hold it. And yeah, these survivors are spacing themselves out really well, not giving any tag for free, positioning themselves good in the event they do get committed to. And there goes Shack Pallet. Winter does drop it. Better to give away a Shack Pallet than a tag at this point in the game. And chase on Phantom dropped. Mars pops the last gen. And the Phantom was the only injured survivor, and he got adrenaline. So nobody's injured right now. In theory, if somebody is on the door right now, which somebody is, they can just full crank it, and whoever gets chased, somebody can rotate and take a hit tank, and this is going to be all stages, all survivors out without any extra stages. Right now, we're sitting at 5 stages, 3 fresh. And as the survivors get out with this, this is a really good, comfy result. It's definitely beatable on Vertigo. For Vertigo side, it's still like less. It's still a decent-ish amount of stages, but 5 stages, 3 fresh is still respectable. I think anything less than 6 is quite a good result for Sympathy here. And yep, there they go. And Winter's gonna get hatched. Yep. So win condition for this set will be Sympathy's killer having to get 6 hooks or 5 stages, 4 fresh. So that is pretty comfy. That's a good result for Sympathy on the Survivor side. Sympathy on the Survivor side, they probably feel pretty good about that. And we'll be right back after a short break. We'll have Sympathy on the killer and Vertigo's survivors in the game. So be right back after a short break. And yeah, no more outro. All right, everybody, welcome back. We're here for the second game of first set, Sympathy versus Vertigo. I try to say both team names at the same time. Isn't that crazy? But yeah, we got Sympathy versus Vertigo. Sympathy is killing this time with Phantom on the clown. And Sympathy did really well last game. They only gave up 5 hook stages, 3 fresh. So Phantom will either have to get 6 hooks or 5 hooks with all 4 freshes. So pretty good win con. Phantom should not have too much of a hard time achieving this if their chases go well. So we'll see. They do find Jojo here at the beginning. Jojo does vault that window, and Phantom is not going to chase. Instead, finds Rose over here. Might commit to Rose. It does preemptively throw a bottle at Shaq to not deny Rose from pathing to the pallet, but instead they transition to this pallet here. Very nicely done by Rose. Phantom does force a medium vault with the bottle, though, and does get the hit at the window. So Rose is injured. That's a pretty early tag. And Phantom doesn't quite land that bottle. And now he's actually out. He has to reload. He might have to play the rest of his chase. Oh, wait, no, it lingered long enough. Does he get that? That bottle lingering there was so good. It actually lingered just long enough for it to slow Rose down, and they got the hit. So that's a pretty early first down. And Phantom did bring Agi, so he can put Rose on pretty much any Scourge, or can pretty much guarantee he makes a Scourge joke, is what I'm trying to say. He does have Agi, and this is a very good map to confirm pain reses or basement, whatever you need. So that's the first pain res that comes in of the match, and we do have about 40% progress on Junior's gen, and about 60-70% on Jojo's. And we do see Elite Wolf rotating for something. They're possibly trying to get back. They're getting back on the gen that got pain res, it looks like. And they're just letting Rose sit here for a bit, it seems, which I think is the right play. Oh, but Elite Wolf is kind of giving away free tag here. That's very big for Phantom. I don't think he'll commit to this chase, but he can tag this and then go right back to hook, which is exactly what he's doing. He might confirm here. I think confirming would be a fine decision, but we do see Jojo popping that gen in the distance. Actually, Elite Wolf joining them to double. Or, sorry, Jojo and Junior doubling. What am I saying? Junior and Elite Wolf are doubling. Jojo is solo. I don't know why I mixed up Ace and David. They look nothing alike. But we do see Elite Wolf getting reset by Junior here. And Jojo is not pulling for stage 2, it seems. I think they wanted to, but maybe he's afraid of a body block here. Doesn't go for it. I think they're probably just afraid of a body block. If they came in a little bit earlier, they most likely could have gotten it. But they're actually going to run away, and I think Phantom's happy with that. He did confirm a second stage pretty early. They did pop 2 gens for it, but the only other gens on the map right now are pretty low progress, about 20%. And Jojo has an opening, so they're going to pull this. Doesn't get the tag on a Junior, but Phantom knows the unhook came in, so he's going to go straight back and get this tunnel out. Rose does have a good amount of distance. They went all the way down to the deep pocket. But the pallet at this 4 lane, I believe, is not broken. It's dropped, but not broken. So they will have that to work with. But Rose does get caught out a little bit. They make the edge wrap pallet by just a little. And they lose the 50. Phantom does not double back. And Rose is dead. Rose is completely and entirely dead. We do see Elite Wolf's gen at about 60, and Jojo and Junior are doubling a gen that is now about 70%. So one of these will likely get interrupted. But that's 3 hooks already. That's over half the win con. Oh, they got a skill check when they let go. That's actually huge for Phantom. I believe that's a minus 10%, and then another minus 5% with this kick. That's actually massive for Phantom because he can extend for a little bit and try to commit for a tag, and he won't guaranteed lose his gen for that. So that's really good for Phantom. Somebody's probably rotating back in to try and finish it. But no, actually Jojo completely went the other way. Yeah, okay, Junior's starting a gen across the map injured by himself, or by themselves. And Elite Wolf is stealthing here, trying not to get found. Phantom knows somebody's here because they popped this gen, and he didn't see any scratch marks. So he knows somebody's there, but doesn't want to waste too much time searching. Oh, I think Elite Wolf showed themselves by accident. No, they did not. I don't think Phantom's... Okay, Phantom probably did see. Okay, yeah, Phantom's throwing bottles. He definitely knows somebody's here. Yep, chase onto Elite Wolf comes in. Oh, Chem Trap. We're going to see a slowed clown. God, that was painful. Unfreeze, my boy. But yeah, most likely not going to commit to that chase with Elite Wolf because that's just away from the active gens. And I think Phantom realizes that now. Is going to try to interrupt one of these that JoJo or Junior is working. Does find an injured Junior. And very good bottle over the wall. Does hit him with it. And it's just a game of 50s at this point. Junior wins the first one, but I don't even think they make it to the vault again yet. They're just going to go down. Junior just accepted death. And that is another pain res. Presumably, if Phantom has one on the side of the map at all. But can most likely make one because of Agi. Does he make this? Yeah, he does. Okay, no. He passed it, but decided to go back. That was not a Scourge hook, though. So, Elite Wolf's gen is actually going to pop. That was not a Scourge. They're actually waiting. They're waiting to bait it, so Phantom checks that side of the map. And then they're going to pop it after he extends, but Phantom knows somebody's here. He's not falling for it. He sniffed JoJo out, and JoJo is going to take a tag. But right now we're at 4 hooks. One more hook on a fresh survivor and it'll be tie. Or 2 more hook stages on anyone and it'll be a win for Sympathy. This is looking very good for Phantom. Does lay down a kick on this gen here and is going to come back and see if anybody's coming in for this pool. Does not find anybody, but they are resetting next to Shaq. I am a little surprised to see they're resetting this close to the center of the map. They didn't get interrupted, so they did not get punished for that, but they could have gotten found by Phantom if he went a little bit further. So that was pretty fortunate for Vertigo. They do not get found in that reset. So now we have 2 survivors that are healthy and 1 on hook, but Junior is going to be hitting stage 2 on this hook any second. And Elite Wolf's just cracking a gen in the distance. So let's hook stage number 5. Yep, that's hook stage number 5. It is too fresh, so it's not Tycon just yet, but the next hook stage will confirm a win for Sympathy. And that was a good bottle by Phantom. Does get this injury onto Elite Wolf. They do have Shaq Pout to play. Phantom is going to pre-throw that, but Elite Wolf gets caught out of the corner and is going to go down. Yep, this is hook stage number 5. And I believe Elite Wolf was fresh, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, so that's Tycon. Actually, no, that's hook stage number 6. Sorry, that's hook stage number 6. We were already at 5 hooks. No, so Sympathy has already officially won this game. We're just playing this out to see the final result. We are late enough in the game for me to say Phantom does have Noed. So he does have a cheeky endgame perk in his back pocket, and I think that will probably deny any chance of extra stages out the door in the endgame. But we'll see what Vertigo can do. I believe that was a Lithe from JoJo. Does JoJo have Lithe? Yeah, that was Lithe on the truck window. That was a good Lithe play. It did negate a little bit of the slowdown from the bottle. Does try to go for the vault while he tries to drop a cracker, but Phantom does not get blinded by it. So JoJo is going to take a hit. And only has an LT wall. Probably going to go down here pretty soon. Oh, does catch Phantom's double back, though. Okay, Phantom knew that he would double vault and actually wins that. So, really good down by Phantom. And he's going to slug? No, he's going to pick. He's going to pick up for pain res. Honestly, I think you can slug this because the other 2 people are injured. But picking up is fine. He can play it safe and ensure another pain res here. And this gen is not close enough to popping. So, they will get interrupted. Yep, that's another pain resonance. But it actually did not hit Shaq. Was that not a Scourge? He still has 2 tokens left. Oh, they missed this. They got a skill check. They got a skill check as soon as they let go again. Oh my god. The RNG is doing insane miracles for Phantom here. I mean, okay, it doesn't really matter because Sympathy already won this. That Demon Swing was crazy. But that just makes it so much harder for these 2 survivors to pop this last gen. And Phantom can just camp this gen and this hook at the same time. Yeah, Junior is just full sending the gen, hoping that Phantom commits to Elite Wolf long enough for him to pop. Elite Wolf does get a good stun there and Chem Trap on that gen. But Junior does get unhooked. And they're just going to double this. It's going to be really close. Okay, just because Phantom kicks this, they definitely pop. Phantom maybe could have gotten it down in exchange for it, but he kicks it out, so they definitely pop. That's all gen's done. And that is hook stage number 8? Yeah, it's hook stage number 8. Right, 8 stages for Fresh. And they don't know about Noed. Survivors are not aware about Noed yet. It doesn't matter that much because they are all injured, but that's an extra 4% haste that they're gonna have to worry about from Sympathy, or from Phantom. I called this man by his team a second time. What is wrong with me? But that was a very good sprint burst by Junior. Actually popped the sprint burst while he didn't while Phantom didn't have line of sight on them, and is able to make a lot of distance. Does make these double windows. Not the safest style, so yeah, they're just gonna die. Junior's gonna do a really smart play and force Locker here, which basically guarantees these two people get out. I do think Phantom could have slugged Elite Wolf at the end there, instead of picking up and hooking, but also maybe Phantom just didn't care because he already won the game. So either way, it's respectable. But yeah, that's game. That is 9 stages, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 3 stages outdoor, so that's a 9-stage game for Sympathy. So Sympathy takes set number 1, and I didn't mention this earlier, but this is actually a best of 5, not a best of 3. So the first team to get 3 victories in this best of 5 will be the winners. So we have a bit more to go. So Sympathy does take set number 1 on Clown. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with the second set. All right, we are back with set number 2. This is Skull Merchant. Who expected a Skull Merchant set today, huh? I bet you didn't. But yeah, Vertigo for Sympathy. This is set number 2. And we have CEO. That's a little fucking rat on Skull Merchant. And has a pretty aggressive build. He's got Ruin Undying, which the survivors will find out about really soon, I'm sure. He's going to put down a drone over here. And, okay, even though this killer is cursed, I am really happy to cast on this map because I don't think I have ever casted a temple game. I kind of wish I saw this map more. But CEO does find Jojo at this Ormond tile and is going to commit to this chase for a little bit here. Jojo still hasn't been tagged by a drone. Actually, Jojo pathed that so well. He didn't eat a tag until just now, but that was really well. That was really well done. I wonder, is a HUD bugged on the killer side? How many? What? Okay, I guess it's just a spec bug. I don't know how many stacks he has because it went from 0 to 3, even though he got M1'd and not hit by a drone. So that's weird. I don't really know how many stacks Jojo has, but we do see Junior about 40% on the gen and about 30% on Rose. And Jojo actually playing these Ormond checks very well. Jojo knows the Ormond check spots. Very good fake. That movement fooled CEO just enough. And he made that. Probably going to go down here, though, because he does not make the pallet. Yep. Down Jojo goes. And CEO gets his first down relatively early. Junior is on a totem. They did find one of the hexes, but that's just going to get rid of Undying. Actually, not even that. Junior gets pushed off of it. And that'll be pain res before the first gen is done. That's a really good start for CEO. I'm assuming that was a Scourge Hook. Okay, no, that was not a Scourge Hook. Okay. Jojo was not pain resed, so CEO still has a pain resonance left on Jojo. Probably just did not have a Scourge Hook nearby. But Junior actually is going to get tagged here. I wonder how much this undetectable messes with people playing things like Shack and the stuff you just have to play with check spots on, because she's also like a really quiet killer. Skull Merchant doesn't make many sounds while she's walking around. So I wonder if that's just messing with survivors a lot. Junior doing a really good job. Does not fall for that bait by CEO. And now CEO knows where everybody is. These 2 gens popped. And knows that they can't be here for this unhook. So I think CEO is probably happy to come back and just confirm the second stage. And make this tunnel out a bit easier. Not going to commit to this tag. Going to bait it a little bit. And yeah, Jojo's hitting stage 2 in about 10 seconds or so. Junior is on a totem. And Rose just started a gen. Pretty much on no progress. So yeah, this second stage definitely happens. Yeah, nobody's going in for it. So that's second stage on a Jojo. Any second now. Yep, there it goes. Now CEO will leave for a little bit. Junior is about 40% on this gen. And he's actually going to light up Pentimento. This build is so evil. So now, now I can talk about the full build with you guys. Ruin, Undying, Pentimento, and Pain Res. Disgusting build. And this is what I'm talking about. Rose just got caught out at Shack just completely off guard because CEO was undetectable. So, and like Skull Merchant's also quiet. You can't really track her through sound like old Dredge or like Demogorgon or anyone like that has like loud noises or footsteps. CEO actually got auto aimed on that little hedge there. Unfortunate for him. So Rose does make some distance here, but not quite enough to make this Ormond tile. That reset happened very quickly, though, so CEO should know where his tunnel out Jojo is. Pretty close to that hook. We already see Junior running away, so Jojo's around here somewhere. And I think CEO is actually going towards the Scourge Hook. Couldn't make it the first time, but this down was a bit closer to the middle of the map. So this is most likely going to be a Scourge. Yep, that's Pain Res number 1. Interrupted this gen here, and they did get rid of Pentimento. So they calmed that Pentimento was in play, and they did get rid of it. But that's 3 hooks on the board already, and Jojo's death hook. So if they get caught out here and they die, this could turn things around a lot. But the Vertigo survivors are really smart. They're sending the survivor that has not been hooked yet to get this on hook, which was Junior. And CEO might be switching tunnel targets to Rose here. He's hard committing to Rose. Demon swings through at pallet, but Rose does not fall for it. And the only thing they have is this hill. And yeah, because of that pallet stun, CEO does not want to commit. It'll just take too long. And he's going to come back to his gen setup. And CEO kind of has a 3-gen here. Like downstairs main and then these 2 next to Shack, I believe. Because I'm pretty sure downstairs main is about to pop. Okay, never mind. They are going to pop that pretty soon. So that will not be part of his 3-gen going into the late game. But it does find Elite Wolf. Elite Wolf has not been pain resed, so this could give CEO some general regression with a Scourge Hook. And they do not make this. Yeah, they did not have enough distance for that. So Elite Wolf goes down, and they did get rid of Pentimento, but CEO still has Ruin up. So they're just going to have to deal with Ruin, or they'll cleanse it, and they'll have to deal with another Pentimento if CEO decides to rekindle that. So, I mean, not bad for CEO. He does have 3 fresh hooks, and does have 4 hooks on the board already, but probably needs to make something happen here with a tunnel out. He's actually chasing Junior, who has not been hooked at all. If he could find JoJo, that would be probably perfect. CEO's actually going to leave. And JoJo is at Shack. So, oh, CEO's going towards Shack. These are the scratch marks of the Deathhook survivor. He saw them. If this tunnel out happens... Oh no, they ran into him. They didn't know which side he was on. If CEO gets this kill anytime soon, he's in a very good spot. Because it'll be 3v1 with Ruin up. And he is like a pseudo stealth killer with the undetectable after a drone. And I believe JoJo gets hindered there. Yeah, they got hindered. I believe Skull Merchant hinder is like 10%, and CEO had haste off of that as well. So that's a death. That's a death at 2 gens remaining. Rose just started their gen, and Junior is only about 30% on theirs. And CEO gets his pain res out of this. JoJo was not put on a Scourge Hook on the first time on the hook. So this is going to be pain res. Yep. And Junior gets interrupted. Junior and Elite Wolf are actually doubling now, but it's not high progress. They're both about... Oh, the skill check. That's so unfortunate for them. They're both about 30% now because of that missed skill check. And Elite Wolf's going to be taking the chase here. And although... Okay, this pallet is normally really safe, but... It doesn't have any walls. It's just a very low structure. So they're going to get scanned over that. And they actually tried to crouch to avoid getting scanned and then drop the pallet. But they got hit anyway. Elite Wolf got tagged anyways. And CEO has some haste. So they're catching up pretty quickly. I think CEO lost track of them. Yeah, I think he lost track of them for a second. Tries to demon swing through that as well. But does not quite land it. I do think it's a matter of time before Elite Wolf dies though. Yeah, this God pallet did not spawn on this side. So Elite Wolf is going to go down. And I wonder if they're double split. Okay, they are 2 splitting. Both gens at about 70%. So one of these should definitely pop. Skull Merchant may be pretty good at defending areas, but she does not have the mobility some of the S tiers have. So CEO is going to hook right on top of this gen while it regresses to the Ruin. And Junior is about 90% on their gen. So that gen is most likely going to pop. Yeah, CEO is going to commit to Rose here, maybe for a tag. So Junior's gen will absolutely pop. So it's 4 gens done, and this is probably bounce landing. Yep. So far, CEO has 6 hook stages. Rose doing a pretty good job, but they are going to get tagged here. And a CEO leave. I think CEO leaves. They are doubling this gen. I think he's worried about them doubling the last one. Yeah, CEO knows what they're up to. Yeah, it does catch him doing this. And he finds the only healthy survivor. So if he can injure Junior here, then all three survivors are going to be injured and a 3v1 with the Ruin up. So that will be massive for CEO. And he'll definitely get an injury here because of the drone. He just gets that. Okay, even though Skull Merchant has haste, there's no way you hit this, right? There's no way, yeah. Even with CEO ping, I think that's just... This pallet's too safe, yeah, he has to. But yeah, this shed is passively regressing with Ruin, so this is very good for CEO. And CEO does not fall for that pallet fake. And are they doubling another gen in the distance? They are. Okay. I think this is probably the best thing they could do. Try to double a gen far away and get it done. But this will be pain res on Junior. Not a pain res. Or did it hit the other gen? That was a pain resonance, but it hit the one that CEO pressured them off of. Yeah, that used his last pain res token, but it didn't interrupt this gen. They might pop this. How close is it? Oh, no, they left. I don't think it was close enough, so they didn't want to take it down for it. Which makes sense, but that gen was so close to popping. Elite Wolf is going to take a death in a corner here. Ooh, not just yet. No, the CEO actually whiffed. Is able to defend this a bit longer. This is where Ruin is so good. They can't be too aggressive with this because they're both injured, and every time he patrols and pushes them off or denies them working this, it'll just keep regressing. Is this unhook happening? It is. His unhook is happening. But yeah, now CEO knows where everybody is. He knows 2 people are where that hook was, and he's chasing the other one. And this will probably be death on Ada. Yep. Or down on Ada, at least. And they're back to doubling this generator back here. It regressed so much because of Pain Res hitting it earlier, and then also regressing from Ruin this whole time. But I don't think they have enough time to pop. CEO knows they weren't progressing this one, so I think he's going to be suspicious of them on this gen over here. I really think as soon as there were signs of this becoming a 3v1, I think the Vertigo survivors probably should have tried to take care of Ruin. Not taking care of Ruin there was such a like a critical thing that came back to bite them. And yes, they are able to finish that. It was about like 95%, 98% ish, and they full committed to try and pop it. Crazy to think, like, if they hit like maybe like 1 or 2 great skill checks, that 1 or 2 more great skill checks, that probably could have popped. But that's huge for CEO. That means for Sympathy, they have to win by just popping all gens. All they have to do is pop all gens. That's really massive, because if he downed them after they popped that generator, then and he got the 4K, Sympathy, or sorry, Vertigo's killer got a 4K, all gens popped as well, then that would be a tie. So now all Sympathy survivors have to do is pop all 5 generators, and it's a win. So we're gonna take a short break. We'll be right back, and Vertigo will be on the killer side with Sympathy surviving. So we'll be right back after a few minutes. All right, welcome back, everybody. We're here for game 2 of the Skull Merchant set. We got sympathy on the survivors side, and we have Elite Wolf killing for Vertigo. So we'll see what they can pull off here, and kind of similar build, but a couple changes here. We don't have we don't have Undying. We don't have Pentimento. Instead, we have Corrupt and Rapid Brutality. Rapid Brutality is a very interesting pick on Skull Merchant because it will stack with all the other base kit haste and the sometimes hindered on the survivors. So this is a very aggressive build from Elite Wolf. It can help a lot in chase if it works out. So we'll see how it goes. We do have a Corrupt gen over here and kind of like a split Corrupt sort of for Elite Wolf. It is not very one-sided, kind of like on bot side, but not the best Corrupt. They do see Scratch Box early on, but decide not to commit to that, and instead trying to find a survivor that's maybe rotated to work in uncorrupted gen. They are setting around a couple drones here, and actually does find Mars. They find Mars edge map. Mars does drop that pallet, and does lose the 50. Elite Wolf full commits, and that's already a tag onto Mars, and Rapid Brutality can come in clutch here. That 5% haste can really throw people off. Elite Wolf is actually not committing. Gonna come back and check this gen. Maybe he's worried about somebody working, cleansing the totem, and somebody was here. They do catch Phantom here by this pallet. Does have a lot of distance though. Is just gonna hold forward. And Elite Wolf was actually checking downstairs main. That was really smart. I don't know if they heard the gen or not, but that was a really good find. Does get the hit on CEO, but not committing. A little bit of a hit and run play style. Kind of surprised to see this with Rapid Brutality. I thought they would just be committing to a lot of chases here, but doesn't seem to be what they're going for. Sympathy is going for some resets here. Bucketman resetting CEO, and Mars does get caught out at the edge there and does take a hit. And I definitely think Winter should commit to this, and they do. They do get that down pretty quickly. Or sorry, I don't know why I said Winter. Elite Wolf. The Elite Wolf should commit to this, and they are able to use Rapid Brutality to mind game the pallet a little bit easier, and they're able to get the down to Mars. But they're actually slugging. They're keeping chase onto CEO here. And CEO gets hit through the pallet, so Shack pallet gone, and a hit on the board for Elite Wolf. So that's really good. A really strong pallet out of the way, and they get the tag as well. And now Elite Wolf is going to go back to try and pick up Mars. Bucket and Phantom are resetting earlier, but Phantom did come in and come in here and pick up Mars. But Mars gets stuck. That's so unfortunate. She gets stuck on the little like concrete pillar there, little hedge, and does take a tag. And Bucket actually gets hit as well. Or Bucket's exhaustion. Okay, Bucket doesn't have SP. I think he was trying to avoid getting scanned there is why he was crouching. I think is what happened there. But that's gonna be the first hook of the game. That'll be on to Mars. And potentially Pain Res here. Yep, that's the first Pain Res of the game. And we haven't seen any gens pop yet. Say by all means, this is a decent start for Elite Wolf. There should be some gens with progress, but so far none of them have popped, and Pain Res at least interrupted one. That was a little bit of an awkward swing. Oh, Bucket ran into them. But they have made for this. Bucket reset CEO, and they had endurance for made for this. That's actually massive. So Bucket is 3% faster, but they don't have Shack pallet. And they are just going to go down. Yep. Bucket will be going down here. He can't make anything. Able to buy a bit more time, though, when made for this. Just holding W, holding that tight, and denying the down by just a little bit. But there actually isn't a whole lot of gen progress here. Phantom is getting rid of Ruin. So Ruin is gone. I believe they didn't have Undying, right? Yeah, no more Ruin. It's completely gone. Elite Wolf did not bring Undying to protect it. But see, Phantom is going to get tagged for that. And I think they got hit by the third drone scan as well, because they're also in deep wound and broken. So it's also hindered, yeah. Yeah, Phantom dies here. We have a slug and a hook right next to each other. And yeah, CEO's the only healthy survivor, so this is like his only chance to go in and pull this. Uh-oh. Elite Wolf might snowball this a little bit. You got a slug and 300 survivors. Yeah, CEO doesn't make that window vault. Elite Wolf did have a bit of haste, I'm pretty sure. The slug does get picked up, but Elite Wolf is going to take this hook on the CEO. And they really don't have a lot of jet progress here. This will be Pain Res number 2. Or sorry, number 3. And Bucket's bending. Mars and Phantom are also injured. Elite Wolf is definitely on track to 4K with gens remaining, if they keep playing this well. Bucket does commit to that vault. That was a pretty good vault. Is still able to walk around this area. Oh, but he does drop and he doesn't get the fatigue. The drop, I didn't know the drop was there. So yeah, Bucket's gonna fatigue and doesn't make a lot of distance. This will be hook stage number 4. Yeah, these survivors are just so busy with unhooking each other, picking each other up off the ground, resetting each other. They are just not able to do any gens. Oh, they do find CEO here at the shack. I think multiple survivors may be here. Unless I'm crazy in here, I'm hearing things. Yeah, Phantom was also there. Yeah, that's who I heard. I heard Phantom there. We do see the first gen pop in the distance, but CEO does not have shack pallet. He did end up using it earlier, so he will go down there. And Phantom can get this pull, but he'll probably go down unless Bucket successfully body blocks, which he will. Yep, good play by Bucket, but also you can just wait this out. I don't think Bucket really makes anything before his endurance timer expires. Yeah, he definitely does not make that. He's just gonna swing. Yeah. And I think that wave was bait. There's no way somebody's here for the pallet save. There's just no way. Yeah, they're too busy doing other things, and they need to pick up CE off the ground still. So Bucket doing that was actually very, very ballsy because it backfired, and now Bucket's dead. If he had just went in and downed Phantom, I mean, sure, that might have been another pain res, but there'd still be 4 survivors in the game. Now Bucket's dead. And Mars is the only person who's free to do things right now. CEO's on the ground, Phantom's being chased. This is looking really rough for Sympathy. I feel like Mars is probably just sticking a gen trying to get one more gen done. Yep. Yep, Mars is about like 80% on this gen. And I assume Elite Wolf is going to pick up or just look around for a little bit and make sure nobody sneaks in for this pull or the pick up on the slug. So I'm pretty sure Mars will finish that, especially with this hook coming in. Mars, without a doubt, pops that gen, but I think this is 4K3. Yep, now he knows where Mars is. And they know where Mars is now, so this is just going to be death. They are undetectable, so Mars won't have a lot of information on where Elite Wolf is coming from here. And yep, they're camping the pallet just to make sure that they have a resource to use here. But yeah, it's just death. They are going to die. And Skull Merchant sets are magic. You never see this anywhere. Oh no, thank you so much for the raid. I do not have alerts on this OBS scene. I'm sorry it did not come up, but thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate you. You're raiding into a Skull Merchant set, which is very cursed. I'm also delayed as hell. I'm on a 4-minute delay, so I'm sorry if you hear this late, but hey, thank you for your raid. How was your stream? I hope it went well. But yeah, very good result by Elite Wolf. They get a 4K3. I mean, I thought CEO's result was going to be very good and beatable for the Sympathy Survivor side, and it was. I mean, all they had to do was pop all 5 gens, but I do think they were just off to a bad start. The gen progress wasn't there. Ruin stayed up for a little while, and they were just busy picking each other up and getting unhooks while Ruin regressed gens, and by the time they got it gone, it was a little too late. So this is a crazy good result from Elite Wolf. That's a 4K3. So Vertigo will take this set. Sympathy did win the first set for Cloud, but Vertigo does take the Skull Merchant set. So right now it's 1-1. Yeah, this was a crazy game. Very, very well played by Elite Wolf, clutching it up for Vertigo, getting a 4K3. I'm just happy I got to cast the Skull Merchant game today. That's crazy. All right, but yeah, that's set number 2. That's done. So we'll be back after a short intermission. We're going to come back with some Plague on Coal Tower. Normally it's Cepho Pit, but today we're going to do some Coal Tower Plague. So we'll be back after a few short minutes. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back for that Plague set. All right, welcome back, everybody. We're here on set 3. We got Plague, and you might notice this is not the normal Macmillan map you see Plague on. We're on CT1, baby. We're on the comp tower, so not the normal suffocation pit. We did change it up for this matchup, so we do have the Plague on Colt Tower 1, and yeah, this is my first time seeing Plague played on this map, so I'm interested to see how this goes. It says it a bit different from Suffo. The cross isn't so narrow like it is on Suffocation Pit, and the gen spread typically isn't as tight as it is on Suffo. So I predict this set will be more chase focused than 3 gen focused as opposed to normal Suffo. If I had to guess, I think that's how this is going to go. But regardless, we do see CEO as the first chase for Junior here. They do get infected, and Junior does have a corrupt pool right here. And they also opted to bring double apple. So Junior will spawn in with 3 red fountains. But that being said, they did get rid of Ruin. So Junior is already at a 3 per candy. And I think Ruin being gone that early is going to really hurt. But I will say, I want to see what Phantom's up to for no particular reason. No reason. I wonder what Phantom's up to. I love this, okay? For all the viewers of the tourney, I am so happy to see this in comp. I just hope it works. All right? No bias here, but I no bias in this matchup. I just hope it works because, guys, where else are you going to see this? Maybe just Dwight's Tournament. Anyways, we're going to get back to the game. Junior is chasing Mars, but Mars does not get infected. Doing a pretty good job staying healthy, staying non-infected. And Junior's going to break that pallet, so Mars probably gets a bit of distance. And the thing about Invocation is that on top of Colt Tower in general being a harder gen to a harder map to hold 3 gens in than Suffocation Pit, Weaving Spiders permanently knocks, I believe, is it 10%? 50% off gens? 15% off gens? Let me actually, after this chase is over, I do want to check the exact percentage. Bucket does get a slow vault there, so not going to get injured just yet. And we do hear the audio proc, so Weaving Spiders is completely done. And Junior played this 4 lane pretty well. Does get hit on the bucket. And I do want to check. Hold on. Let's see. They got blind as how much was it? It is, okay, 10. It reduces it from 90 charges down to 80. So that's pretty significant. It'll be 80 charges instead of 90 on each gen. And we can see the difference here. And that permanently knocks it off every gen. The killer can't undo that. No amount of kicks will undo that. It's just knocks total progress off of it. So the first hook does come in on the bucket, but they are split on 3 different gens. Yep, they're split on 3 different gens here. So Sympathy does have the gen progress on the board, and they also have gen progress late game pretty much because of Invocation. And Invocation was also put on the No Mither Survivor, so it doesn't really affect them. They're gonna be injured anyway, so they're gonna be quiet and they're gonna be able to recover themselves off the ground. We do see 2 gens pop, and Phantom is working Shack, which is pretty far away from the hook, and it appears that Junior wants to camp this out to second. So I think we're going to see 3 gens pop in exchange for a second stage on the bucket. Do hear a little bit of progress on this top mid gen. And Mars is rotating down. She's on one side. Phantom's going to pop this in a few seconds, and I think CEO is going to position to work a bot side gen. Or maybe going for pull if he has an opening. Probably not going in for pull now because Plague has power. Yep, they grabbed power on the side. I think they're confident now nobody's going to go in for that pull on the bucket because they'd be crazy if they did. And Junior needs something. Junior definitely needs something because this was a pretty good start for Sympathy. They have a lot of gen progress. And Mars did start this gen over here at 1. Does appear to have balanced landing, so she gets a lot of distance there. Very good pre-run. And I think Junior wants the tunnel. Yeah, Junior's going to leave this chase. They're going to go back and try to get the tunnel out onto Bucket. Now, where's Bucket hanging out at? Bucket's trying to stealth. He's trying not leaving any scratch marks, just walking over here. Might get found, though. Oh. Junior didn't look in Bucket's direction. He doesn't know. Or he doesn't get found. Bucket does not get found. Jojo didn't look in this direction. Jojo, he's stealthing edge. Jojo doesn't know. Wait, does Bucket get spotted here? No, I don't think Junior. Sorry, I just said Jojo. I don't think Junior has any idea. Yeah, Bucket's gonna live, at least for now. That's actually really huge because that power usage didn't really do anything for Junior. The survivors were able to, so Bucket was able to stealth him out. Mars is able to get out of chase there, and then Junior didn't really get anything for that power grab. Mars is coming close to popping this gen over here next to main. And Phantom also has high progress, split on both sides of main on 11 and 1. 2 high progress generators. Those are the last 2 gens they have. Mars is trying to play around her balanced landing here. Does proc it and get some distance. Junior is going to lay down a kick onto this and infect it. And we do see the gen at 11 pop. And at this point, Junior does not have a generator split. Not a good one, at least. They can just pressure this gen over here by the hill at 1. And that gen all the way down in the distance closer to Shack. And Junior is just a normal mobility killer. They can't traverse the map very easily and defend these 2 generators. This is a very good gen split for Sympathy survivors. Ooh, and Mars does avoid getting infected there, and they pop the last gen. I think at this point, Junior just wants to hard commit to Mars because she's fresh. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see Junior drink this fountain. But they're not drinking it. Surprisingly, they're not drinking this fountain. I'm surprised to not see that. Mars is gonna just W key towards this gate, and she might get puked down and insta-downed. I don't know how close her infection is. HUD doesn't show it. Very good crouch to avoid the puke. Keep crouching, Mars. I believe in you. Crouch checks are OP even on Plague. But she might make this. Is she getting fully infected? Not yet. She's fully infected now, but they can heal tech or body block. Oh my god. Was that a 2-hook stage game by Sympathy? Did they just 2-stage that? That was such a crazy good result by the survivors. Yeah, but Junior didn't get a tunnel out, and then Mars just played that chase really well at the end, and they had that exit gate instantly being worked. So that was a fantastic result for Sympathy. They got 2 stages, 1 fresh. So their killer is going to have a very, very easy win con. So yeah, we're going to take a really short break. We're going to come back, and we're going to have Sympathy on the killer side with Vertigo surviving. So we'll be back in just a few minutes. All right, everybody, welcome back. We're here for game number 2 of the Plague set. Vertigo versus Sympathy. Sympathy survivors cooked last game. They used Invocation. They 2-staged. It got a very good result for Phantom on the killer side here. And I will say, this the Sympathy cooking with the builds did not end in their survivor game. Phantom is in the kitchen. He never left. He's running a very interesting perk. If we see it come to play, I'm gonna owe Phantom $20, I think, genuinely, because you will not expect this guy's perk. You know, I'm gonna hope it reveals itself, because that'll be really funny. But otherwise, we got a pretty standard build. We got Ruin, we got Pain Res. It is kind of weird to not see Corrupt. I'm a little surprised to not see Corrupt on Phantom's build here, but he does find the No Mither survivor aggroing this gen. They don't care that's infected because they're already injured, but they do misplay around that pallet a little bit. I think they had Lithe. They dropped the pallet early and used Lithe, so they're actually chilling. They played that pretty safe. Actually wins that LT wall. Oh my gosh, I got a lot of distance from that. So now they have the Ormond tile. Relatively safe with these checks, at least on good ping. This is going to be 50-50 though. They slow vault that, and it almost worked. That would have been a crazy slow vault play. But JoJo's going to go down here. That'll be the first down of the game, and Phantom actually got that pretty quickly. Phantom is slugging for a quick second, I think, just to put the puke down on that gen while he picks up. Oh, I got the bug. I switched at the worst time. Sorry, invisible killer bug. They're not actually face camping. I just fucked up because I switched spec at the wrong time. I'll just have to spectate serves for a little bit. Elite Wolf is about 35% on this gen. Rose about 60% on main. And Junior started their own about 20% here. So they're 3 splitting gens. They can have a good amount of pressure here if Phantom sits in front of this hook for a while. We do know Phantom is still close to the hook, thanks to alert from Michaela here. And they're actually, this build is crazy. This is like the killer, this is a survivor equivalent of a full aura reading build with like lethal to extend it. They have Eyes of Belmont and alert and some other stuff. That's pretty cool. Phantom actually does grab a red Fountain and is going to try to go for power here. Surprised that didn't hit Rose. The hitbox for Plague's red peak is so weird, as we continue to see. But Rose does take that hit there, and they mess up their pathing a little bit. They still had iframes though. Just Plague things. Just Plague things with those iframes. But Rose is going to go down. That's hook stage number 2. And that Pain Res hit Michaela's gen, Elite Wolf. That was actually had a lot of progress, but Junior's gen is about 80% here. So they do have 2 generators on different sides of the map about to pop here. The Vertigo survivors are doing a good job at pressuring faraway gens here, but Elite Wolf does eat an injury from the red puke there through the window. They do make it around this pallet. Not gonna die just yet. They have the aura reading from their build. It's all coming together, baby. They're gonna make it to this eye pallet, which is normally very safe, but against Plague power, not as much. They're just gonna go down. So we have 2 hook stages on the board right now. Phantom is gonna come over here. Don't know if they thought they saw someone, but nobody's here. These other survivors are up here after the unhook, and Junior's on main. Is JoJo actually going to come in here for pallet save? No, they don't make it to the pallet in time. Actually, I don't think Elite Wolf even had an eye pallet there. Maybe they thought they did, but the pallet didn't even spawn. Rose does find the Hex Totem. Kind of mid-map, but not cleansing it. Probably because it's not safe to right now, but that is hook stage number 3 for Sympathy. For Phantom on Sympathy there. I mean, technically that second hook was a win because it was 2 hooks, 2 fresh. But yeah, Sympathy has already officially taken the set. They've already met win condition because their survivor game was so solid. They only give away 2 hook stages. But right now, Phantom is just going to continue playing this game out. I think there's a decent chance we see a 4K if we see certain perk come into play. 1 of 2 perks. That was a disgusting snipe from Phantom. And was that Force Hesitation on the other survivor? That is Force Hesi on Michaela. She's going to have to drop this. Oh, but she dodges a puke. The Force Hesi lingered a little bit. I don't think she makes this. No, Phantom did release that a little too early. She doesn't make it around. But the aura reading with this build, she's able to see his every move through the wall. Gets good pallet drop there, just barely misses the red puke. And this aura build is doing so much work for Elite Wolf here that actually denied it down. I switch over and Phantom's blind. What are you guys doing to him? Why are you guys bullying Phantom? But okay, there goes JoJo. That'll be second hook on a JoJo, I'm pretty sure. Yep. And that'll be hook stage number 4 for Phantom. And Ruin is still up. They are doubling Shaq, but they don't finish it. Phantom catches them doubling this. Junior does have Sprint Burst ready to go. And Phantom's actually chugging some red puke over that wall and is going to go for a last second shot here. But Junior crouches and doesn't get hit by it. Well played. Phantom's going to keep playing this pallet here. And I don't think they get this. It'll be very close, but yeah, not quite. Junior had just enough distance to not get tagged by that. Or not get downed by that. And JoJo's got about 35 seconds left on the hook before they die. Probably about 30 now. And I don't think anybody's in position to save. Yeah, Junior goes down. Junior is the Tenacity survivor, not the No Mither survivor. The No Mither survivor is actually on hook. So this is best case scenario for Phantom here. He can slug and not have to worry about a pickup. JoJo does get unhooked. But I think we're likely going to see Phantom go and tunnel them out. Yep. Smart play by Phantom. It'd be really good for him if he can make this a 3v1. Why are you swinging that window, Phantom? What that window do to you? And down goes JoJo. JoJo slow vaulted at first to save life, and maybe Phantom expected them to insta medium vault back, and that's why he's won. But yeah, that's a death. Death at 2 gens remaining. Shaq had high progress earlier, but oh wait. Elite Wolf is popping a gen on main side. That's up at about 1. And I think Rose is coming back to try and aggro Shaq with Junior. So Shaq is about 40%. But Phantom is going to interrupt this. Sees Junior on it. Junior is holding this Shaq check spot. Does not have Sprint Burst up, back up just yet. So is just going to have to play Shaq without any exhaustions here. They do have the God Filler there next to Shaq. They have a good setup here. They can last for a little while. Junior's going to play it safe, go straight to the pallet. Phantom thought Junior was only playing Shaq, but they actually changed it to the God Rock here. Oh, Junior overextends just a little bit, but they are still alive, and they can just safely make window without a care in the world. This is a very good setup for Junior here. They can buy a lot of time. Rose and Rose and Elite Wolf could honestly even double a separate gen. The triple vault by Phantom is absolutely devious, but Junior still makes pallet. They do not make pallet. Okay, I lied. Junior does not make pallet. And they're doubling the last gen on the other side of the map. Yep. So that'll be hook stage number 7 for Phantom. And that's going to be basement hook, so it's just going to confirm. Okay, I can talk about it now, I guess. It doesn't really matter. Even on 4-minute delay, I could have probably mentioned it earlier. But Phantom brought Territorial Imperative. Now I'd be asking, what does that perk do? That's the Huntress perk that you never see anybody run. That gives you like a loud noise notification when somebody enters the basement when you're like 32 meters away or something. So like Sympathy, Phantom's team brought Invocation, and it's like he's playing around this Vertigo bring that. So that's crazy. He's a mad lad. But that is going to be 8 stages, I believe, for Sympathy. Phantom got 2K, 8 stages, and yeah, Sympathy will take the win for this set. So right now, it is 2-1. One more win for Sympathy, and they will win the best of 5, if I'm not mistaken here. The next set for Vertigo versus Sympathy is actually going to be Xenomorph. So we're going to see some Wretched Top Xenomorph. Sympathy will be on the killer side first, so we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with some Xenomorph. Alright everybody, welcome back. We are here with set number 4 of Vertigo versus Sympathy. This time we got Xenomorph. Phantom's killing again for Sympathy here. And Xenomorph sets are pretty interesting. I feel like, okay, a lot of people will talk about how boring this killer is to face and chase, which, you know, I don't disagree with. I think that's pretty valid, but I do find competitive Xenomorph games interesting with the macro, with how survivors set up turrets and double turret some areas and make it so there are some parts of the map that the Xenomorph can't even really chase in. But that being said, Phantom was in the tunnels and saw the footsteps of Jojo and finds them very, very early, and also sees Junior there, so he knows where 2 people are and is potentially getting a very early down here onto Jojo. And knows he's just playing around this wall, trying to path on him a little bit. I wonder if Phantom's lagging a little bit. That looks a little weird. But Jojo is going to go down super, super early down. And we're going to see potentially the first pain res come in. Elite Wolf's on their own gen, about 25-30%. Rose just started Shack and put a turret down there. And Junior hasn't been doing anything. They were just kind of next to Jojo while it happened and they were rotating away. So very good start for Phantom. There's very little gen progress. He's going to go ahead and break this pallet, make this little area dead zone. And can he get rid of that turret in time? And this is going to be interesting because I feel if Phantom goes back and can force a 1-for-1 if the survivors aren't on top of their positioning, or can even just get a tag and then go for the next down, I think Phantom can get a very good result here with how early that first hook came in. I think he can take this tag and then go right back to hook, and he's in a good spot. Oh, and he gets it through the window. That had to be like max range. Yeah, he's going to go back now. I think this is definitely the right play from Phantom. He wants to go back and make sure that this tunnel out happens. We'll make it that unhooked. So Jojo's already healthy, and we're... Okay, I was going to say we might see them stealth, but they're actually just running out in the open. I'm a little surprised to see Phantom chase Junior instead of going for the tunnel out, but... I mean, if he commits to this and gets it down, it will be another pain res, so that can help slow down the gens a little bit. Got 2 injuries on the board. The first gen popped, and so far we have 1 hook on the board. And Junior does vault that. The breakable wall is still there, though, so they can abuse it. Yeah, Phantom is going to have a hard time getting it down here as long as this breakable wall is up. So he's going to break that. And Junior doesn't have a whole lot of distance. They're probably dying here. Yep. I think Junior was walking and baiting Phantom a little bit, but didn't think they would insta M2 there. So yeah, Junior goes down. Jojo's about 30% on their own gen, and Elite Wolf and Rose are now doubling this gen. That's about 70%, but that's going to be pain res. So it's down to about 55-60 now. And Phantom's going to get in this tunnel. He can traverse around the map a lot quicker this way. And I guess, yeah, but he must have heard the gen progress on this. And another important thing to note is that for a few seconds, maybe 5 seconds or so, or at least 3 seconds, there is a short amount of time. And oh, that hit was crazy. I think Phantom got that at the very last moment. But after the Xenomorph exits a tunnel, for a few seconds, there's a kind of like a grace period where the turrets just turn off. So Phantom cannot get burnt out of his power right after exiting a tunnel. So that's pretty important to take note of. And Jojo's actually going to pop his own gen over here. They're going to pop their own gen. Elite Wolf is stealthing over here, trying to get to aggro Shack. And Ada is resetting Junior. So Phantom is in chase once again with Jojo. And that is going to be a Lithe by Jojo. But these 4 lanes are just so unsafe against Xenomorph. They can just hit you on the other end of one of the lanes because it's just a narrow space where you can't really use any obstacles, and that'll be the second hook onto Jojo. The 3rd generator in the distance popped. So again, it's 3 and 3. We got 3 hooks and 3 gens done. Junior's on their own gen, about 15%. And actually, no, Junior and Rose are doubling. It's about 20% now. They're doubling this gen. And Elite Wolf is on their own gen that they just now started. I think if Phantom could interrupt this double, and maybe if even better get a hit and then go back to the hook, that would be massive. They find Elite Wolf, but good news for Phantom is Elite Wolf is injured. So Phantom, he could get the down here and force him to pick up a slug while he goes back to hook, which I think we're probably going to see. No, he's just gonna pick. I mean, picking isn't a terrible idea either because he will get pain res off of Elite Wolf, assuming there's a Scourge hook nearby. Is this a Scourge? That is not a Scourge. Okay. I don't think that was worth, but I mean, still, Phantom can interrupt this if he comes straight here, but we'll just kind of have to postpone the tunnel onto JoJo, so you're gonna have to give up something in this situation. And they do have the helmet on, so they're able to swing and destroy that flamethrower before it knocks them out of power. JoJo's gonna hop on main, and that's a 4th gen done. Honestly, Vertigo's not in a terrible spot here. I think if Phantom committed to chasing JoJo instead of Junior at the beginning after Junior unhooked them, and just tried to aggro the tunnel out earlier, I do think Phantom could have maybe turned this into 3v1 a little while ago and could potentially be in a better position now. But with all 4 survivors alive and with a decent gen spread, there's only so much Phantom can do here. The generator here behind the killer shack is pretty far away from the others, so honestly, the gen split is pretty good for these survivors. And down goes Elite Wolf. Elite Wolf has been hooked before, but they weren't put on a Scourge hook, so there is still Pain Resonance available on Elite Wolf. That is probably going to hit main here. Yep, it does hit main. And JoJo's Death Hook, so they do have to be careful. They do have to be very careful about how they play this. They do have a strong main building, and I believe they use Lithe. Yeah, they did use Lithe. They got a crap ton of distance off that window vault. And yeah, sorry if I'm really bad about the follows and stuff, guys. I'm a little locked in for the tournament, but everybody who's followed, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Nick, thank you as well for the 15-month resub. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, JoJo is going to take a tag, and nobody's aggroing main. The generator behind Shack is about 30%, 40%, and this tunnel out's going to happen. If Phantom can land a Tentacle Whip here, which he does, then this could be the turning point that Phantom needs. I do think Phantom was in control at the beginning, but it kind of switched. The tides turned to the survivors a little bit more because that tunnel out just didn't happen. But if Phantom goes straight back to that active generator behind Shack, I do think that he could still get a good result here. It looks like they're doubling this. They're going to double the one by Shack while Junior is going to potentially aggro main here. But I think Phantom knows to check this one. Does he even make it in time? No, Phantom does not make this in time. They popped this last gen. He does have a cheeky no-ed in his back pocket, though. So, best case scenario for Phantom is that he finds Rose. Elite Wolf was only worth 1 stage, so this isn't really worth. But Phantom's committing to it. The survivors really don't lose a lot here if Elite Wolf gets down, the other 2 can get out. And Elite Wolf does go down. And Rose is just they just have to stealth, and I think they know that. They do not want to show themselves. They're gonna have Junior aggro the door because they're worth less stages. And Phantom is actually able to interrupt that. The door is like 95%, but wait. Why did Rose start sprinting? Did Rose get found? Did Rose like peek out for a second and Phantom saw them? I didn't notice. I think Rose could have stayed stealthing there. This is probably a 4K now. Noah just clutched this game up for Phantom. Rose was definitely making the right play there by not showing themselves and just standing behind the dumpster there and just not showing, like giving Phantom any information. But then they started running. I don't know if they panicked or if Phantom like saw them poking out and then they just had to run. But yeah, Rose getting found there is really, really detrimental to Vertigo, because eventually, if Phantom extended and maybe you wanted to check the other door or go back to the slug, Rose could have just popped that door. It was like pretty much 99. It was like 95, 97%, something like that. And they could have at least gotten 3 stages out the door. 9 stages is still a lot better than the 4K. But yeah, Rose got found. So Phantom's able to get the 4K1. Or, sorry, 4K0. So yeah, Noah doing crazy work for Phantom here. So that changes things a lot. So Sympathy survivors now, instead of having to worry about getting more than 3 stages out the door to win, they just have to get 1 stage out the door. As long as they have to pop all the generators and then get something out the door. It doesn't matter if it's 1 hook stage, 2, 3, 7, anything. They win. They could even pop all the gens and then go for a hatch play and get 1 person out. As long as they get a stage out the door after all gens are done, Sympathy can take the win here. So Phantom actually ended up getting a pretty good result. That was a very good endgame. Got a lot of value out of Noed. So yeah, well played by Phantom. Vertigo Survivors did very well managing their mid to late game, but Noed did throw them off a bit. Unfortunate for them. Phantom did have the in-game perk. But yeah, everyone's dead now, so that's a 4K0. We'll be right back after a short intermission. We're going to take a small break, and we'll be back for Vertigo's Killer on the Xenomorph, and then we'll have Sympathy surviving. So we'll be right back in just a few minutes. All right, welcome back, everyone, to potentially the last game of the day. If Sympathy walks away with a win here, they will take the best of 5. But right now we have Vertigo on the killer side. We have Elite Wolf playing Xenomorph, and the win condition is a little tough. They were gonna to take the win here. They're gonna have to 4K with at least 1 generator remaining. They or I guess technically speaking, Elite Wolf just has to stop Sympathy from popping all 5 gens. If they get down to 1 survivor alive and there's still a gen up, and Sympathy gets a hatch escape, it would still technically be a win for Sympathy because they completed all the generators on the survivor side. So Elite Wolf cannot let all generators get completed. So that's all Sympathy has to do to win. They just pop off, they pop all 5 gens and then get a stage out, and they'll be good. So we do see Phantom on this gen. I think Chase is on, who is this? This is Mars. Okay, Chase is on a Mars. The M2 hit does come in. But yeah, the Sympathy survivors just have to pop all gens and then get some stage out the door. It can be 1, it can be 3, doesn't matter. But that's a pretty fast down. Mars does go down here. And is there anybody here for pallet save? No, nobody's there. Oh wait, Bucket was there. I spectated the wrong way. Like if I went left, I would have found Bucket first. I think he went for it, but didn't quite make it. Had to be really close. I think he screamed because of dramaturgy. But the first hook does come in on a Mars. That is also a pain res. So first pain res of the match already. And they're going to actually go into the tunnel here and try to find somebody. I think the survivors are trying to go a little bit away from the stations so they can't get pretty much like teleported on. But CEO is here for the Sun Hook. He is in position for this. I think maybe waiting for some information on the killer before he pulls, and now is most likely going to get it while they're busy with Phantom. Yep, we do see that on hook coming. Phantom is probably taking a hit here. Yep, not much you can do at this pallet against this killer. And the chase is going to continue on to Phantom, it looks like. Phantom does have the bus, but it is the weak bus. This is not fun bus, and yeah, Phantom doesn't make it to the pallet or the window. He's just going to die. That flame turret does knock them out of their power. It was actually a double turret. So Elite Wolf is going to go ahead and get rid of both of those. And CEO goes for the flashlight save. Almost gets it. Was that CEO? Yeah, that was CEO. CEO almost had that flashlight save. Didn't quite get it in time, though. That sprint burst was not enough to position. And the chase is going to be on CEO for a quick second. Elite Wolf is going to break that pallet and continue chasing CEO for a little bit. Elite Wolf does have brutal strength, so they can shoot through these pallets a little bit quicker. And they brought a pretty standard build. They had a Corrupt for the early game, of course, and right now they're working with Pain Res, Eruption, and Brutal. So they have Brutal to help them in chase, and Pain Res and Eruption to keep those gens under the control. Eruption is notoriously good in 3v1 to hold a 3-gen. And CEO gets a very good pallet drop towards the inside of the map, so he can make the entire map now pretty much with that stun. And we might see Elite Wolf leave this chase. Yep, Elite Wolf is going to go back in the tunnel, probably go back to this unhook, or to this hook and see if anybody's rotating for a pull. And they actually do find CEO going for it, and he's not going to 1-for-1 here, which I think is probably the smartest play. I don't think 1-for-1 here is necessary. Oh, CEO gets hit by the lingering hitbox of the tail. So at this point, I don't think CEO is expecting to get hit there, but I do think if he used that hit in position to get the unhook and 1-for-1, that could have been better. But I think that hit caught him off guard, and he just wasn't prepared for that. So it's going to be second stage on the Phantom. We have 1 gen that's popped, and we have 2 hooks. Or, sorry, is that, no, 3 hook stages. Sorry, 3 hook stages for Vertigo. And we do see a generator over here pop in the distance. Mars finished that one. And Elite Wolf finds CEO here. That tail was just out of range. They do not down CEO with that, so he's going to live a little bit longer. Does zone CEO really well here towards the edge map. And I think he's just going to try and die as close to the edge as possible. Oh, CEO juked that. That was crazy. This down not come again. If CEO doesn't go down here, this could be a game-changing moment. And yeah, this tail whip doesn't come through. I do not think Elite Wolf was expecting CEO to juke like that. And yeah, they're going to drop chase on CEO. Oh, wait, nope, maybe come back. They're baiting it a little bit. Very, very good pathing and good dodge from CEO there. And he gets sprint burst back mid-chase. CEO's popping off. He's actually bringing this back for Sympathy. This chase is just going on for so long and Elite Wolf isn't getting anything in return. Yeah, now they're going to leave. That was such a long time wasted. But Chase is immediately coming in onto Phantom, who's Death Hook. Maybe a little bit of a mistake to come back and show yourself, but oh, they predict the pallet drop, so Phantom is gonna take the hit. He does path very well and gets out of range of the tail attack, so he's not gonna die just yet, and is able to make this tile over here. But not the safest against the Xenomorph, especially the pallet side, which has a narrow corridor. And you just gotta hope right now that survivors are cracking a bunch of gens for this chase. Or somebody's here to support him, one of the two. Yep, somebody is here to support. He is going to emote under the pallet, but this is a very ballsy spot to be for pallet save. It's Mars, I'm scared for you. This is so ballsy, just stealthing right here by the dumpster, right next to the pallet. The Elite Wolf does kick that gen. Doesn't find anybody yet. They think somebody's in the locker. Mars is still here in the same spot. No, Mars! They baited it, and they fooled Mars. They tricked her. She fell for it. Now Elite Wolf is probably confident he can pick this. But CEO came in! He was injured, but has Sprint Burst ready to go. And he's playing Ace, so his Grunts of Pain are quiet. I don't think Elite Wolf hurt him. And CEO's fresh. Him going down here and getting cooked isn't really a big deal. CEO, I think, is the MVP of this game. There was a very long chase from CEO there, and then he came in for the pallet save after Mars got found. So that was fantastic teamwork. Painres does hit this main building gen, though. And Phantom just needs to try and not get found here. Phantom, if an injured Phantom gets found, that's going to be big problems. I think if Phantom can stay stealthed or get reset somewhere off to the side, and Sympathy survivors are able to avoid getting a tunnel out of the game, then they can definitely meet this win condition. But as I say that, Phantom gets found. It's hard. I don't know. It's a little difficult because you just don't know exactly where the killer is going to be if they're in tunnels. So Phantom getting caught there was pretty unfortunate for Sympathy, but I don't think there's anybody here to help him. He's just going to try and play this chase. Maybe try and flare his tail attack, but it's going to go down, so it's going to be death on the Phantom. Yeah, there's nobody here for flashlight save or pallet save or anything like that. CEO is a flashlight user, and he was on hook. Bucket is on this main building gen. It's about 70%. And this will not be pain res. And they do catch the reset before it gets completed. Oh, the crawler mode comes back just in time for CEO to go down there. And that'll be second hook on a CEO. But Bucket should pop the main building gen. It's about 5 seconds away from popping now. Does hit the great skill check. That does buy them a little bit of time. Let go for pain res just in case, but now they're down to 1 gen remaining. And Mars does have a little bit of progress on Shaq, but not a whole lot. Only about like 10-15%. And I wonder if Elite Wolf is going to camp this to death or just try to spread pressure here in the 3v1. I think they can afford to spread pressure. But they're not extending too far. They don't want to give the unhook for free. Mars is about 30% on this gen now. This is going to be a really close game. Because if Sympathy pops all the gens and then they die, that's a tie. But if they pop all the gens and get somebody out, just one person, any amount of stages, it'll be a win. So this is a really close game. This could go either way. And what Bucket's doing here is really smart. Bucket is kind of lurking by Sunhook and keeping Elite Wolf busy and occupied, so Mars can keep cranking away at that gen. Bucket unfortunately does not make the 1-for-1 in time, or doesn't make the hook in time, so it's going to be a forced 1-for-1, and that'll be pain resonance on Mars' gen, assuming that's a scourge hook. Yep. Oh, that pain res is massive. If Elite Wolf comes here, which I think they are, I think they know Shaq was active. They're gonna go interrupt Mars. Mars needs to be very careful. But this generator is now at what, like 70-75%? Elite Wolf does kick it and does put down Eruption. So the next down will regress this even more. That's minus 5%, and then if Eruption comes in, that'll be another 10%. Mars is healthy, so I think her number one priority here is trying to have a good chase and positioning well to make distance if she gets hit. Does make that fast vault, which is very good. And that did use up her life. Does get a medium vault there, unfortunately. But CEO and Bucket are off in the distance, doubling the other generator. So Mars, if she can just stay alive for like 10 more seconds here, 15 more seconds, they can actually pop that gen. And then at that point, they just need to get one person out. And yeah, Mars goes down. But they definitely pop this. With a double, they 100% pop. Yep. Mars is going to get picked up and hooked, so they definitely finish this gen. And they just need to get one person out. CEO has adrenaline, so now he's healthy, which is massive. The extra health state that adrenaline gives CEO here actually might make the difference between Sympathy winning and losing the set. If their positioning is good, they could still do this with 2 injured survivors, but adrenaline popping there just gives them that extra reassurance that they need, an extra layer of protection, so CEO also can stealth easier without leaving blood on the ground or leaving scratch marks when he runs. And Elite Wolf is able to kind of proxy this hook and check the other door as well. There's like decent line of sight. They can actually kind of see both these doors from this little area. And is Bucket plot twisting? Bucket plot twisted. Okay, this is amazing because what's going to happen here, I think, is CEO's going to aggro this door. And if he gets pushed off, Bucket will be able to pick himself up and maybe not make the unhook in time, but he can come by and finish this door for him. Oh, Bucket was on the ground for a while. I didn't realize his recovery was so high. So yeah, he's here. He can aggro unhook or just distract the killer while CEO gets out and they win. Yeah, at this point, CEO just leaves right now to win. I think CEO's just going to take that. Toxic Survivor. Bagging at the gate. SMH CEO. I expected better. I expected better. You Toxic Survivor main. You're all the same. But yeah, Bucket is here at Shack, potentially playing for Hatch. Did path up Elite Wolf a bit. Bucket's a little misdirection there by doubling back and then by switching directions and then doubling back right after. Threw Elite Wolf off. I think Elite Wolf thought Bucket was just going to stay at Shack or maybe loop the other side and potentially pay for Hatch. But Bucket changes pathing at the perfect time and definitely makes a store. There's no Noed. So that the deal's already sealed. CEO escapes, so that's a win for Sympathy. But that'll be a total of, I believe, 3 stages out the door. I think it's nine hook stages on the Sympathy survivors. But yeah, that'll be the 3rd win in the best of 5 for Sympathy. So Sympathy takes this. Sympathy will officially win this matchup. So very well played by them. If I'm not mistaken, I think we'll see them play tomorrow. Well, are they playing tomorrow? Hold on, let me double check. Let me not spread misinformation. I think they might be playing tomorrow, but let me look at the schedule here and see. Okay, yep. So, okay, I am correct. So tomorrow we're going to be doing a matchup. It'll be a best of 5 between Sympathy and Tremor. Those are the 2 teams left right now. So tomorrow will be Sympathy versus Tremor. Not set on the exact time it'll start yet. Kind of just depends on the availability of the teams. But we can post a schedule as soon as we know, most likely later tonight. And we'll have the time for those matchups so you know when to catch it exactly. But yep, that's it for me. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Again, thank you all so much for the follows and the raids and the subs and all that. I appreciate you all. I'm going to go ahead and raid out. So don't go anywhere. If you guys want to watch a DVD stream, I am going to send you guys somewhere. But yeah, today's games are really fun. Some of those matchups were really close. This Sympathy versus Vertigo matchup was really, really close, especially in that last set. That was a blast to watch. Let me see. All right. Apple's live. I'm gonna raid out the Apple. So yeah, enjoy Apple's stream. I'm gonna raid out the Apple. He's a homie. He's playing some Survivor right now. Really chill guy. So enjoy Apple's stream. CEO, stop inviting me. I don't want to play with you, pal. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Again, we're gonna post a schedule for tomorrow, most likely later tonight, so you can keep up. I'll drop the link to the Discord down below. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you all so much for watching today's stream, and we will catch you guys tomorrow for the finals for Dwight'S Tournament. Goodbye.